How's it going, everyone? With Coach Avery, I'm Coach Nick, and we're here to show you all the techniques we did this month in February for your test this month. So we're going to focus on the mount to start. First things first, we're going to show you how to do a collar sleeve armbar from mount. We'll show you first, then we'll do a step by step. Okay, so to segue from the previous month, we did the scissor sweep, which ended up with us having our collar sleeve grips. So step number one, we're going to start with our collar sleeve from here. So once we start with our collar sleeve grips, on the sleeve side, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my knee to my partner's ear. Once I get the knee to the ear, on the collar grip side, I'm going to keep my weight on my partner as I go heel to shoulder. This makes what's called my S mount. Once I have my heel to shoulder, I'm going to lean my weight towards my heel to shoulder leg. As I do that, I'm going to bring the leg over my partner's head. Once I have the leg over the head, I'm now going to sit in my butt, being nice and tight with my partner, and collect this arm bar, everything nice and tight as I pull down and lift my butt up. One more time. So starting with my collar sleeve grips, step number one, on the sleeve side, I'm going to go knee to ear. As I go knee to ear, on the collar side, I'm going to bring my upper heel to the shoulder. This is my heel to shoulder. Once I have my heel to shoulder, I'm going to lean towards my partner's hips on the collar side. And as I lean, I bring the leg over the head. Last but not least, I sit back on my butt nice and tight, collecting my partner's straight arm, falling back, and gently lifting my butt from the armbar. And that is your collar sleeve S-mount armbar. All right, next technique we're going to cover today is the mounted X choke. I will show you first, and then we'll do a step by step. Okay, the mounted X choke. So first things first, with my hand, I'm going to go across my partner into his collar and make a palm up grip, as deep in the collar as I can. I want to try and get to the back of the tag if possible. Once I'm here, I'm going to take my free hand, I'm going to walk all the way around to build a post on the other side. Once I have this post, I'm going to bring my head down to replace the post. Once my head is down, I'm going to take my hand that was originally posting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shave Coach Avery's face. I'm going to brush my forearm against his face until my hand grabs his shoulder material on his gi. Once I have the shoulder material grabbed, I get it nice and tight. And I'm going to pull back nice and slowly with my grips, bringing my elbows to my chest. All right, so one more time. This time I'm going to do it without putting my head down, just to show you exactly what I'm doing. So first things first, make a palm up grip deep inside my partner's gi. Once I'm here, I'm going to walk my hand all the way around to build a post. Now, step number three, I'm going to put my head down to replace my post. In this case, I'm just going to keep it up just to show what I'm doing. Once I'm here, I'm going to brush by shaving the face on Coach Avery until I grab his shoulder material. Once I have this grip to finish the X choke, I'm going to pull Coach Avery's gi towards me and bring my elbows towards my chest. So that way I'm choking him with his gi material and not by crushing his throat with my arms. So just like this. And there is my X choke from mount. All right, next thing you have here is the mounted Americana. I'll show you first, I'll do a step by step. Okay, the Americana. So, first things first, my partner will probably have his arms inside, T-Rex arms as we call it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a 2-on-1 on one of my partner's arms. Now, as I do that, I'm going to make frames with my arms. I'm going to push Coach Avery's hand to the ground. So I'm going to pin his arm so it's palm up. it makes a little bit of an L shape. Once I have the pin palm up, my arm close to his head is gonna drop down. And now, I'm gonna take my hand closest to my partner's waist and swim under his arm and grab my own wrist. This will make my figure 4, both my grips being palmed down. Once I have my figure 4, I'm gonna keep Coach Avery's wrist flat to the mat. I'm gonna slide his arm back slowly and then lift his elbow. And there is my tap for the Americana. So one more time. So step number 1, I'm gonna make a 2-on-1 on one of my partner's arms. Once I have this 2-on-1, I'm gonna push my partner's arm to the ground and pin it so it's palm up. Once I have that pin palm up, I can drop my arm closest to my partner's head down and swim my other hand under my partner's arm to grab my own wrist. This will make my figure 4. Once I have this figure 4, I'm gonna keep my partner's wrist flat to the ground, slowly slide his arm back and lift his elbow. And then I get the tap for the shoulder lock. And that is your Americana from mount. Okay, last but not least, we have the trap and roll escape where my partner's on top. I'll show you first, I'll do it step by step. Alright, trap and roll escape. So, first things first, right? My partner's on top, I want to be here. So I need to off balance my partner. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hips and my knees to bump my partner forward. This will force him to post. Step number 2, I'm going to hug one of my partner's arms, or as Coach Avery refers to it, the clap and trap, nice and tight to my chest, making sure his hand is off the ground as best as I can. Once I have this, I'm going to take my foot on the same side. I'm going to block Coach Avery's foot. Once I have his arm and his foot, I'm going to bridge my hips up to the ceiling and roll over the shoulder on the same side. And this causes me to trap and roll it. One more time. All right, so step number 1, my partner's on top. I'm going to bump him forward using my hips and my knees. Once I do that, I'm going to clap and trap, hug the arm nice and tight to my chest. Once I have this arm, I'm going to take my foot on the same side. I'm going to block it nice and tight to my side. Once I have both the arm and the foot, I'm going to bridge my hips up to the ceiling and roll over my own shoulder, landing me in his guard and completing my trap and roll.